welcome. This is Chinmayee Abbey, and I welcome you to yet another episode of our series, Exploring Life with Goddess and God. It's been 7 months that we started this journey when we started shooting these videos, recording them, and bringing it for you. It's been truly incredible and humbling as a journey, and it's so beautiful to listen to these people and how they have been able to connect with Goddess and God. uh, and I just totally relate with with their journey because it's pretty much been my journey and my story too. So on that note, I want to thank you so very much for all your love and generosity that you've been showering on these videos, on these episodes, and that has allowed us and that has empowered us to keep going. So please let that keep coming in, keep showing your love, and keep sharing these videos with people in your life or people who you know who may be struggling or suffering or maybe stuck anywhere. So please feel free to share these episodes with as many people as you like. And on that note, let me bring on our next guest today for the episode number 9. This is a gem of a person, an incredible human being, Mr. Naresh Dayal, and I'm happy to introduce him. He's a seasoned professional with a remarkable journey spanning diverse industries and roles. A graduate in BSc in Engineering from Delhi College of Engineering, University of Delhi, Naresh Ji began his career at Philips India before joining DBK Electronics, which was a pioneering venture in industrial controls and automation under the Khaitan Group. Over the years, he played a pivotal role in introducing, debit card, credit card automation and POS machines to Indian banks, which revolutionized the financial transactions in the country. After serving as CEO, he ventured into garment exports, started his own firm by the name of Mohini Exports, which supplied, these garments to very big global brands. He went through lots of ups and downs during his journey as a business owner and setbacks post 9/11. Naresh Ji rejoined the Khaitan Group and retired in 2011 from Atos, a global leader in transaction automation. Since 2013, he embraced a transformative journey as a healing facilitator, learning and mastering different modalities like Reiki, hypnotherapy, and access consciousness before he found this profound connection, peace, and simplicity in his connection with God in 2020. Personally, Naresh ji is a doting husband, an amazing father, and a doting grandfather. And I am so pleased and very, very happy, delighted to bring him on today for this amazing conversation where we will discuss and get to know him better and his journey with Goddess and God. Naresh ji, very, very warm welcome.
Thank you, Chinmay. Thank you for
Hello,
inviting
sir.
me for this incredible series that you are doing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So, are you excited about this conversation?
Oh, absolutely.
I can't.
Normally I get up at 8 in the morning. Today I got up at
Okay.
5:30.
Well, that tells me all. And I'm so excited to know more about you and your journey with Goddess and God. So, Naresh ji, to start with, sir, can you just share a little bit about yourself, any other dimension that I may not have covered in your introduction?
Well, I was born into a middle class government servants family,
Mhm.
and our parents emphasized on good education. So I went to modern school in New Delhi, Parakhamba Road, and after that, engineering. Thereafter, the journey had lots of ups and downs. But in school, I was a pretty, I would say, above average student. Participated in sports, played hockey, football, cricket, swimming, became the house captain, and I think that has taught me a lot during my life, during the ups and downs that I had. The school growing experience always gives you the strength to go through a lot. So I would say briefly, that's what I have been, and now I am over 77 years. So here I
Sorry,
am
we lost you
in front
there.
of you.
We lost you there, sir. Could you repeat?
I said I am now 77 plus,
Wow,
sitting
77 years
in
young.
front of you.
Wow, how
Yeah.
amazing is that? And after listening to your journey, and especially with your school roles the roles that you played during your schooling, I'm not surprised anymore because I remember my first introduction of you was, when we'd had this workshop, the God's workshop, and I remember after every break, this was this strong shout out that you will give. Come on, the break is over, guys, come back.
Yeah.
And 500 people in
Yes.
one huge room, a banquet or in a hotel room, and I'd be like, okay, who's this man? And that's the first instance I remember when you were sharing about your journey, sir. And it's been such an incredible journey and so amazing to see you going so strong. And with Mohini auntie, people who've been watching our series, our episodes, they know the first conversation we did was with Mrs. Mohini Dayal, and Naresh ji happens to be her husband. So great, awesome.
And this is the ninth episode. So
Yes, this is the
from a
ninth episode.
neurological point of view, yeah.
Anji.
So the first and the last, one
Oh
and
wow,
nine
wow! I didn't
from
think
neurology.
like that. Wow, wow.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings me to the next question, sir. How would you define your journey, being before meeting God until 2020, I guess, right? And then after meeting God, how will you distinguish these two lives or these timelines?
We personally, and I would say most part of my life has been with my wife now. So we have gone through a lot of ups and downs in life. We have seen, I would say, I'm again talking from this reality point of view where, roti kapda makan is
Yes.
how you are measured. So I think we have been at the peak and never in the dumps, but yes, we have gone down quite a bit. So as you mentioned, uh, I've been working with the Khetans, and then after 20 years, I left, started my own business along with my wife, and there again we supplied to, I would say, one of the best brands in the world, and
Hmm.
one of our garments was shown on the digital, billboard at Times Square in New York.
Wow.
So we had gone through a lot. And thereafter, after closing down the business, I went back and joined the company that I had left and retired from there. After that, I would say it was just an accident or by chance that a friend of ours who had introduced us into the business of garment export also said about Reiki and this. My wife was already there, so I said, why
Hmm.
not? Let me start doing that. So Reiki and hypnotherapy, she, she taught us, and then I ventured into access consciousness, and there's a specialized class called Talk to the Entities in access
Sure.
consciousness. So what I found was I could communicate with the entities very easily,
Wow.
and that I would say conversation was absolutely incredible. Was something which I never imagined I could do, and with that I would say I could heal a lot of people
Hmm.
during my journey with access consciousness. In 2020, a friend of ours and also I would say a student of mine introduced me to connection with God. There was no looking back after that. I do remember having a long conversations with Pradeep sir, asking him what can I do? How can I do? I'm with Access. I've spent a lot of money, all those kinds of discussions. But there was absolutely no doubt in my mind, even from the first class, that this is where I belong and this is where I want to be. So within a year's time, I left all of that. And at that point of time, GFT, it was called,
God's
and
workshop.
it
Yeah.
was also, yeah. And it also had, a protocol for healing. So I
Mhm.
used that and helped a lot of people and myself in using that protocol for healing. And all I can tell you is things change for my clients, and therefore I got more and more convinced that whatever Pradeep sir had been saying in the class, the stories and everything were true. There was at no point I doubted any of this or I had apprehension, where am I going or things like that. So in that sense, I would say the transition for me had been very smooth
Smooth.
in
And
connecting.
I was just thinking that since you mentioned about you speaking to entities, which are invisible beings, right? Which are very
Yeah,
different from where we are in the
yeah,
dimension we live in the physical world. It is very, very different, right?
yeah.
When you're able to do that. Do you think that experience of yours helped you to connect with God faster? Did that have a role to play?
Uh, I personally don't think so, no.
Hmm.
But
Okay. Okay.
because of that, I knew that there is uh, unseen forces,
Hmm.
and therefore one could speak to them.
Right. Right.
So, but my knowledge of, or my ability to communicate with the entities really was not a factor in connecting with God.
Okay. Okay.
It, it,
And
it,
then,
it was just, I would, an ability.
sorry, I think the connection is choppy again. Can you repeat the last sentence, please?
I said, yeah. No, I said it is just an ability. I don't think that
Ability.
contributed to my
Okay.
connecting with
Connection
God
with God.
and
Yeah.
Goddess.
And so how would you define your journey after being with God? You had been through so many ups and downs, and I'm sure that connection was so compelling that you even chose to give up everything else that you were doing at that point in time, which was also helping you, establish yourself professionally. And then in 1 year, you said you left everything else. So
Yeah,
how will you define your
financially,
journey
yes,
after
yeah.
that? And what made you
Yeah.
stick with God for so long?
See, I heard somebody in one of your episodes, somebody had mentioned about life being chaos. I think the connection with God
Yeah.
made me, that chaos to be organized. So it became an organized chaos where I could always approach God to reduce, I would say, whatever issues I had, and continue with life. And there was never any looking back. That was something that was incredibly, you know, changing things. Again, as I would say, initial people who were with God and Goddess, I would say that it, the experience was so
Hmm.
humbling, and
Hmm.
it was so easy. Life became ease. It's very difficult to explain it in words
I
what that ease
understand.
is. But
I understand.
I don't have a vocabulary to actually explain that point.
And even looking at the kind of, at your age by now, you must have gone through so many experiences in this lifetime. And you would have met so many versions of God. You would have tried so many more things. And then, if at this age you feel that, no, this is where I need to be, and this is exactly where I'm going to live forever, as long as you live. So, that itself speaks a lot, speaks highly of your connection and your experience with God and how life altered for you.
You, I'm a trustee of a temple in Vrindavan,
Mm-hmm. Acha,
and had been for almost had been for more than 35 years. I
amazing.
I still do the I still do the trust work, which is administration, accounts, things like that.
Got
But
it.
even when I go to Vrindavan, I hardly visit the temple. I
Yeah.
spend time in the office, not in the temple. And people who have known me, I think one of the senior most trustee over there. People wonder, why is this person not
Is not
coming for arti or this thing?
correct
Because I had done that before. I've been there, done that, and done that
for
not
years.
once, twice, but regularly for so many for years together.
So,
But
so how difficult,
I'm
how
not
how
missing.
difficult,
I'm not missing
how
that at all.
difficult, G, and I'm just curious, how difficult or easy was it for you to let that part go? Because it becomes part of your identity, having doing this for ages.
For me, it was not difficult at all. Once, you know, in that sense, I would say my mother also said, "Ye ziddi hai." So I think my stubbornness probably helped me in implementing that. I said, if somebody feels anything, it's their problem, not mine.
Yeah. And I think एक ये भी
आप
बहुत
ये क्यों नहीं
subtle
कर
सा
रहे? आप ये क्यों नहीं कर रहे?
ये चीज मैंने भी फील
But
की है सर,
it didn't bother me. Yeah,
that when you're
sorry.
with God ना ये सारी चीजें गिर जाती हैं, आपको पहले लगता है कि लोग क्या कहेंगे, और what people think of you is so
Yes.
significant, and after being with God वो
Yeah.
लगता है कि जिसको जो सोचना है सोचने दो, this is my clarity, isn't it? आप फ्री हो जाते
Exactly.
हो.
See, now nobody apart from me and my wife, there is nobody else in the family who is with God. And it is not that we have not tried to give them mantra. We have always asked. But then I let it be. It doesn't
Correct.
matter. As as far as as far as this particular life is concerned, it's their will, whatever they wish to do. If they
Totally.
want, they can. They're most welcome. If not, let it be.
No
As
problem.
far
Yeah.
as far as the soul is concerned, God's work is concerned, the soul will go if the soul chooses. So I am absolutely not concerned at all कि कौन क्या सोच रहा है और क्या कह रहा है.
Just to complete for our audience, when you said the soul will go, basically what you're trying to say is that the soul will go back home, to God's home, the ultimate God's home.
Yes,
Yeah.
soul will.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
And soul is
Wow.
different from us.
Yes, absolutely. So what is the message that you want to give to people today who are watching this episode, or maybe watching it later on, who are curious to seek God or about God?
I would say consider God as another friend. Speak or a family member, whichever way you want to look at it. And like you speak to your friends or family, speak to God and try and you know experience the subtle changes that occur in your life. If somebody asks me what has changed in your life, because they don't see any change, I do.
Correct.
I do get angry. On certain issues. I do have similar financial issues. So people keep on asking, what has changed? I said, nothing has changed, but everything has changed.
Totally.
So my suggestion or recommendation to the people who are listening to this episode would be treat God as your family, as your friend, and speak out all your issues and problems and see what happens.
Yeah.
Just do that. It is not costing you anything. It is not the taking you away from whatever you are doing. Try it. There's no
Try
harm
for
in
30 days.
trying. Like you
Try
try
for
another
30 days.
dish. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you try another new dish. Go to Rajasthani, try a Rajasthani food. Try this and see what happens.
So for people who are watching us, you can just order this book. The details are there in the comment section below, and just pick up this book and start talking
Yes.
to, the form of the goddess and God picture here on the cover page. If you don't want to buy the book, no problem. Just go ahead go to the website. The details are also given below, and you can even download a healing card, which is absolutely free of cost. And you can start by talking to that card and try
This
it for
is the
30
healing
days
card.
and see.
This is the healing
Yep,
card.
that is a healing card and see what changes in
That
your
is
life.
the healing card.
Wow.
Yeah.
On that note, Naresh sir, thank you so much for your time and for this amazing conversation. Thank you so much for sharing about your journey with us and your connection with God. Is there anything else that you want to say, sir?
Um, I would only say that having gone through my life journey for so many years, where I did, puja part, rituals, everything, and today I find myself to be a free bird, far, far freer than I used to be. And that freedom is only to be felt and experienced. So try and be with God and see what happens in your life.
Wow. How profoundly put. And yeah, I think that freedom is totally inexplicable and I think it's priceless, isn't it?
Yeah, the ease and
Awesome.
peace that it
Yeah.
that this freedom is given is incredible. It's beyond my vocabulary, as I said earlier.
And I totally hear you, sir. And feelings are mutual around that. So thank you so much on that note, Naresh sir. Thank you
Yes.
so much for being here, for your time, and for sharing with us.
Thank,
On that
thank you,
note,
Chinmayee. Thank you very
thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. On
Thank
that
you
note,
for
I'm going to end
inviting me.
this episode, and I will see you in the next episode with another guest. Thank you so much. May God's grace be with you. Let us end on that prayer.
May, may, may God's grace be with all of you who are listening to this.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir. Bye-bye. Bye.